Our man Denny Thompson joins us now, Quarterback Whisperer. We talk all things quarterback. We'll work some actual team conversation in if we can. I think it's allowed, but welcome in, Denny. How you doing, bro?
I am fantastic. I'm just happy to finally know a championship quality quarterback.
Yeah. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it right now. Now, listen, we're going to bring up where's Lamar, how magic is Mahomes, all this stuff. But we got to start with Brock Purdy because it was a spirited discussion a week ago about Brock Purdy and what he is, what he isn't, all this stuff. Well, we threw out the numbers earlier, Denny. Second half of this game, they're down 24-7. They're probably second-guessing the heck out of him and everybody else. Then he promptly goes 13 of 16, runs for nearly 50 yards, and a score. It was big. Yeah,
it doesn't get any bigger, right? I mean, it's good for him, but really, I think for me, what I'm confused by, Matt, this isn't towards you. I was having this conversation with somebody in his camp. It's confusing because we used to love the underdog.
Yep.
Everybody used to love the underdog. And now it's like everybody's so quick to tear people down. And again, that's not Matt's comment, but it's across the board. Like I think 20 years ago, this guy was like the most popular person in the country and everybody's pulling for him. And for whatever reason, we just now want to know everybody's faults instead of going, he's winning football games.
Right, exactly.
And he's making plays.
On this program, we say judged on dubs. And right now, Brock Purdy won an NFC championship and will be playing for a Super Bowl.
I mean, he's playing great football. He's playing great football. And he's making plays. He's making good decisions. But the bigger thing is that is a talented football team, and nobody can get past that. They see Kittle, and they see Debo, and they see Christian McCaffrey, and it's like, but Ayuk is catching how many balls? Yeah. I mean, he is distributing the ball around. It's not like they're just going, hey, we're going to hand it off. Who was the running back for the Ravens when Trent Dilfer was there that rushed for?
Yeah, Jamal Lewis.
Yeah, we're just going to hand it off to Jamal Lewis, 25 times a game. That's not what they're doing.
Right.
He's making plays, and he deserves every bit of this, and I can't wait to see him in Vegas.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I don't disagree with any of that statement at all. My whole thing is when you've got the best offensive line in the league in front of you, he's not as stressed as other quarterbacks could be.
The Dallas Cowboys had the best offensive line in the league for about 10 years and never won a playoff game.
I don't know about the best, but yeah, they
was really good.
Oh, I mean, they had
from Romo to Dak. It was really good.
It was good.
I mean, I'm just saying you still have to execute. And this guy is executing.
Again, I don't disagree with that at all. At all. The point I made, and I want to see your comment as well, is if Detroit doesn't stumble over themselves and they win that game, what's the talking point after that for the Niners? How they get to the next level? Isn't it? And I'm not saying it's because of Brock, because the NFL is a quarterback-driven league. Isn't it automatically? All right, what do we got to do at quarterback?
I would hope not. I mean, if you go back-to-back NFC championships with a second-year quarterback, I would hope that the conversation would start somewhere else.
How do we make it better for him? Is what you're saying?
How about the defense
that
let the Lions march down the field their first three drives?
Or it's just, man, Brock got us there in the first 2 years. Imagine what he's going to do years 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's the thing.
That's not how this industry works.
It's not, but I understand what you're saying.
I mean, Matt's right. It would be all about Purdy.
I disagree.
I
completely disagree. Completely disagree. Like, nobody's talking about replacing Trevor.
Dude, the Ryan Clarks of the world would have been all over his
There's a lot of people.
On a national level?
No,
the thing is the most
definitely on a regional level.
Oh, you're talking about Trevor.
No, I'm saying the fact that he was the last pick in the draft hurts him more than it helps him in the eyes of people.
Of course.
I don't disagree with that. That's the old hacker. I don't disagree with that at all.
I mean, that's what's going on here. And my only point is at this point, like, he's really good. We can throw the what ifs out the window because they're not happening. He got hurt and they lost the first NFC championship. He won the second NFC championship. He's playing in a Super Bowl a second year. He's a finalist for the league MVP. Like, what the hell else does the kid have to do?
Right. And if you're not a
beat
high
Mahomes and win the Super Bowl,
goodness,
and then go back to it. You know the rule. You know the rule.
Beat Tom Brady.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, and he's making $800,000.
Yeah,
like he's the greatest value. Yeah, he's the greatest value in football. I just don't understand.
They can do this while he is on the cheap. That also helps them mightily. It really does. So we're talking about the quarterbacks, the Final Four there that played yesterday, and then now the two that are remaining with our quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson. And the point that Leon made earlier, which is definitely one worth expanding on with you, is that there are other guys, Dak being one of them, that has everything, almost everything you could ask for.
The same thing.
Very good defense, very good run game, very good line protection. You could say the same for Tua. You can argue maybe the same for Justin Herbert. Poor coaching, but a lot of other goodwill around him, good pieces around him. And Brock, so Brock's not spoiled was the point.
Well, I mean, he fell into a good situation. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to argue that, and he made a good situation better. And I think for me, like that's kind of the way I leave it, is they were good. He got there. They became arguably the best in the NFL in the time that he has played, right? When he got hurt, obviously not. I think that's all you can ask. And in those other situations, like you hear Dak will go for 400, and then the next week he doesn't. Right. But Brock's been consistent. Outside of that Baltimore game, the guy every single week has answered questions. And if you just watch the film just enough, you'll see 10 to 12 plays in every single game that he's making that aren't just on script. He's a baller. He is a certified baller, and he's showing everybody.
His big plays are all off schedule.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that. Like, and to be fair to Brock, I don't know what this team is with Trey Lance as a quarterback.
We don't have to know. I mean, that's the great thing.
But my point is, what are they? Are they 10-7? Are they 11-6? They're certainly not what they are with him, right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, obviously, I'm a little bit biased on this, but I mean, I think Brock is right now. If you look at the stats and every measurable wins and all that, he's a top 5 quarterback in the league right now.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I go that far, but I think he's playing really well for what. I mean,
you're not going that far because you think other people have better traits than him, right?
I think other people are better players than him, better quarterbacks than him is what I think.
Okay. Well, when they start winning, then
how many of them have on the Niners?
We don't need. That's my point. That's the thing that everybody always says.
We just
talk about
huge argument.
No, it's not because we just talk about every other team.
It's hard to
and why they can't win. Y'all, the guy is gone. He's won every playoff game that he's finished.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying
you can't say that about anybody else.
I'm not. All I'm saying is it's hard to ignore that it's set up around him. It absolutely is.
Yeah, but the examples we gave, there's setups everywhere.
I understand that, and I get what y'all are saying, but how is that hard to ignore, but it's easy to ignore that the kid's just winning?
No, I'm not ignoring that. I agree with you. I just said that. Like, what are they with Trey Lance?
I think if Herbert was there, I think if Trevor was there, I think if maybe even Dak was there, I think there is a handful of quarterbacks that if they played for the 49ers would be just as good as Brock Purdy.
I think you're wrong.
So he's not a top 5 to me.
I think you're wrong, and I think I have like the proof to back up that Brock is the best situation in the NFL right now, and he is playing better than anybody else.
Right, well, you have the proof because he's there doing
that's
it. That's
my point.
Yeah.
Everything that everybody else is saying is what ifs. I'm telling you right now with certainty the kid's winning NFL football games every single week, and people are still finding these things.
Yeah, let me give you a little more ammo. The 3 quarterbacks that we just mentioned all made the playoffs last year. Came back this year. 2 of the 3 didn't make the playoffs, and one of them got embarrassed by the Detroit Lions because Justin Herbert was a playoff quarterback last year. So was Trevor, and so was Dak Prescott. And so, to your point, Brock Purdy was able to weather the storm, all the criticism and everything, and just keep making plays.
I get it, but I think that at some point you just have to look up and go, you know what, the kid's pretty dang good.
I do think he's good. I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
I think he's pretty good, too. I don't think he's top 5.
Yeah, Denny admitted he was biased when he said
he's good.
I like this counterpoint from 576. If it is all the 49ers, if it is all the structure around Brock Purdy, why didn't Trey Lance ball out in that same system?
Because he sucks.
Yeah. Well,
we're saying Brock is good.
Here's the deal. They traded up to get him. Made a massive mistake in trading up to get him. And then I give John Lynch credit in this case, and maybe Kyle as well. They said, this is not good. Mm-hmm. And they drafted another guy. What was it, 2 drafts later that they went and got
was it
Brock?
Was
it a single draft later?
It was the next one.
Yeah, it was the next one.
Yeah, so it was the next one. Said, you know what, let's at least take this guy and make sure we have an insurance policy. Insurance policy now is turned to gold.
Yeah.
By the way, one more off the text line because I think it does bear some merit. Is part of this the underdog mentality can't be appreciated nationally in regards to Brock Purdy because he is in the most anti-underdog city in San Francisco?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
If he's in Kansas City, if he's in Jacksonville, if he's in Detroit, is it a different perception?
Probably so. That's an interesting way to look at it, too, because we always look at the other way. Like, does the bigger markets help you and all that kind of stuff? Maybe so. I don't know. It's just
I think we love to hate, like Denny said.
Yeah, it's just interesting. I don't know.
He looks like you got to wipe his nose. He really does. He looks like he just this little kid. And I tell you, I got to give him all the credit in the world because he's unassuming. He's not flushed in a moment. He just performs.
Yeah, and I was telling somebody the story yesterday. The first time that he came in the facility, we were watching film of his bowl game that they had just played. I think it was Clemson, and he had a really bad play in them. I mean, a really bad play. And my son, who was 10 at the time, maybe 9, walks into my office as that play is going and starts laughing. Like, Brock's never met Walker at this point, just starts laughing at him. And I'm looking at him, and Will Hewlett's looking at him like, what are you doing? Brock just kind of turns around and starts laughing with him. Right? He's like, yeah, that's funny. And then it's just the way he is. Like, everything rolls off his back, but when he gets between those lines, man, that dude is a dog. And I think that's the other thing. Everybody sees nice Brock. Let's go talk to his teammates.
Yeah. Yeah, good. I love it. I love it because we're talking about a little fire that needs to be in sunshine here locally. And so whenever you hear that from those teammates, you need that guy that will settle for nothing less than winning every single time.
I mean, this guy is diving head first for first downs last night.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy that everybody says has no athleticism and can't, like, this guy's picking up 15, 20 yards.
Over his own lineman.
Yeah, it's just there's a will. There's a will there, man. He's going to figure this stuff out, and that plays. It always plays in every industry. If you want it bad enough, it's going to play. And he wants it so badly that it doesn't matter what limitations other people think that he has.